And it's 6 o'clock. Hello, everybody. Well, of course, once alerts and stuff go out. Well, of course, the stalker is here already. Hi, Comet. I see you. You're always here. You know what? I'll let the subtitles get away with that. I do kind of say Comet like comment, so there's not too big a difference between the way I say those two. Never noticed that. But yeah, hi, Comet. I don't even know where you got Buddy from. Maybe I shouldn't talk towards my, like, that of the side of my mouth. I tend to look over at the screen. I'm like, I tend to move my whole head when I look at my other screen. That's probably not the best idea when I need to talk into the mic. But hey, congrats on being first agent. Okay, never mind. What do you mean by that? Okay. I'll just leave that be. Here's Wolves. We are working on the next Kuiper Bunny, but we've already gotten so many of them done. Finally think my wrist is back to like a state where I can draw frequently. Also, if I space out a lot during this stream, it's because I'm listening to 2 different things of music. I probably will not be talking a lot during this stream. And if I do, and most of it probably won't make sense. Hey, Meeps. You keep getting the funnier ones. Up there goes ad break. We're working on Wolf's Bunny because I'm going back to doing them in order. So hopefully we'll be done with these before the end of the year is what I'm gonna try and do, is get all the rewards out of the way before the year ends. I really should just download Nillies. Yeah, I'm not giving these things names. There we go. Oh, yeah, I don't need this open anymore. This can go. I've already finished that one. Tyzon's is done. Poppy has not been drawn yet, so she gets to stay. Poppy's character has been drawn, so she doesn't need to stay. I still have Cora. Those are refs for my character. So adding Nilly, since now she's being drawn, which means she is locked in. Where did I put all of these? Oh, there it is. There we go. Nilly. I'm not drawing the slug cat. I didn't sign up for that. Nilly is what was asked for, so I'm going to figure out a fun way to make her Kuiper Bunny-ish. This is all not music I want to listen to. Okay, going to the actual playlist. This mix is just entirely Hazbin Hotel songs. It was Baby No Money for a second, and then I guess it decided not to be anymore, so we're going to the playlist. What am I in the mood for? You know what? Let's go with this. This is where we're starting today. I don't have a notification. Ah, that's why. Alright, let's see. I thought about having one of them in their little sitting position. Can you just stop sending me stuff? My mom is trying to get me to look at jackets that I might need, because I'm supposed to be looking at jackets to buy. We just came back from the store, actually. We were looking for shoes and jackets. I only found a pair of boots I liked, which is the first actual, like, dress boots I've ever owned. Because normally I avoid boots, because I have horrible balance. Like, I'm not gonna spend the stream looking at sweaters my mom is sending me. They're getting ignored for now. I'll look at them later. Okay, we're at a good... Oh wait, actually, I'm realizing I can easily see what they look like when they're sitting by making mine sit. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, fine. I'm going to look at the jackets. You're sending me more. And it was just reminding me that this was sent. Okay, apparently my door is not closed. Alright, I'm back. Tater Tot has been removed from the room, unfortunately. What songs have been playing while I was gone? I didn't pause my music. Oh, I miss... Well, I'm gonna play that again. But yeah, it's alright now. He's been let out. He's looking for my mom. Hey, Shay! Hey, hope you're having fun messing with your new OC comment. Well, I guess your old OC. Remastering doesn't really mean new OC. Let's see. I kind of like the idea of making her smaller. Also, I don't think I'm going to be able to focus the same way if my music is the music I tend to listen to. So fine, let's listen to the chill out music. I guess. Considering how small Nilly actually is, the idea of her bunny being smaller on the page is funnier. Turning other characters into bunnies? Yes, because I'm not actually done with the grouping I was given. Also, hi, Paige. So originally all of the I only finished like half of the requests in the first batch I did that week. I have 5 more left, including the one I'm working on right now. So once I'm done with all of the charity ones, I'm hoping to get all of the charity work done by the end of the year. So I'm going to try and work on the next batch today. But yeah, getting bunnified means a character gets turned into the Kuiper bunnies. Because of course it wouldn't be regular bunnies. I don't do anything normal here. This feels like it's not the same length as the other one. I guess I should have called it Let's Get Bunnyfying, but you get the point. Oh, but I have a weird urge to get into bunny battle. Ah, yes, right, because you fought Nilly before. Don't fight Nilly again. She's not the proper level. She's like 6 years old, also. Kicked her ass last time. Bunnies now canonically get to have mouths. Which is the biggest addition they've gotten so far, really. Out of all of the updates I've given these guys that I'm actually keeping, I feel like them being allowed to have mouths is like the only thing. I mean, I guess that and them having more color options, because before they were all only like the base colors. But now they can have gradients and fun stuff like that. We have fun here. Before, I guess they were very silly. Hell, even things like winged bunnies or bunnies with weird tails wasn't even really a thing. Like the shark tails. They were really supposed to just be like a simple shape. Shay, I'm pretty sure that's because you were holding back a majority of that time. Something about this ain't right already. I think it's the face is too big. Or so the eyes specifically. Aspect ratio, shrunk. Yeah, you guys were not supposed to get into a fight. Nilly did not have the right level. And was getting helping hands from Rhea because I did not think about level differences. Next time we do character brawls, we'll check people's levels and what game they're from as well. I think both your characters were from 5e, but like I feel like there might be a bit of a difference between Pathfinder and 5e rules. So like the amount of damage certain spells can do, stuff like that is very important. The main reason I want Nilly to sit is for the shape language of it. Because it makes the little ear thingies, or her little gill things, hang off the edge, and I think that's kind of cute. This is another thing I was thinking about adding to the Kuiper bunnies, was like giving them little cheek markers. But I've decided against that because I feel like there's enough on them. They're tiny. Their purpose is to be silly and small. They don't need much. Which is also why translating characters is a little more difficult than just adding colors, because it's also about what you potentially take away. Because they're not really supposed to have too many colors on them. Like, the max they really get is 3 colorings. Eyes not really included. The eyes are any color they want. Like, these guys are pretty simple looking. That's their purpose. Because they will be horrible to animate if I don't keep them simple. Nilly's not done just yet. I just wanted to make sure I had, like, her color palette set down. And so I can save. Hey, Blue Star! Welcome in! Sorry if I'm not going to be super chatty this stream. I tend to be quieter during art streams, usually. As I try to focus a lot more. I think having only the 2 still does well for it being an axolotl. I don't want to give it all 3 because I feel like that would be too many and then they'd have to be smaller. And also part of the reason why she's sitting up instead of every other one that hasn't been sitting up. I want to get the little frilly things. Look how much of this you do not see anymore. Okay, this also means some edits need to be made. Oops, wrong color. There we go. Yeah, another thing of why I sometimes will just stop talking during art streams is because I feel like a lot of the time I'm just saying out loud what is happening while I draw. And I don't know if that's really helpful or interesting at all. So, like, 50% of the time, it's just going to be me repeating what has happened on screen. Which feels a little silly. think I definitely want to lock this in as the positioning of the little ear things. Those feel right. Oh, wait, actually, I'm realizing her other frill shouldn't be showing. I don't think because of the angle these things are at, you would see the other one. It doesn't fully make sense, too. Alright, if you say it adds, then continuing to say things out loud, I will. I definitely think it looks better having the 2 frills instead of having like 3 of them. I think it looks. Ooh, I don't like the position this is in. Undo, undo, undo. Oh no, that's awful. I don't like the way this looks shape-wise. Continue going backwards until I... There we go. Okay. How do I fix this? Still not liking the general shape this has. If I put them like this and then move them back a bit more. Oops. Forgot that's all connected. Okay. Now it kind of looks like she has weird little butterfly ears, but like maybe I'm okay with that. Maybe that looks freaking adorable. There's like a really specific vibe I'm trying to go for. There's a very specific little thing I'm trying to get for the ear. Okay, I think them touching looks better. Let's try getting rid of... Hey, Wolf! Hey! Look! It is your darling Nilly! I apologize for the fact that she only has 2 of her gills. Do you want her colors? Oh, I already have her ref sheet. But if you'd like to sell me like her specific color palette, I guess that's alright too. I've already color picked from her to try and get colors that are more in the like the range I tend to give the bunnies. I like making them kind of bright, but I might like dull these down a bit more to be more pastel because they are going to be blended eventually. But I have already picked her colors I will take from her eyes soon. Right now they're just little black dots. Yeah, go ahead and send that over. Also, thank you, Agent, for reminding me to save. I'm also going to take a little stretch, just because I can. Oh yeah, sorry, do you not wish to be perceived today? Is that why you said you're not here? I apologize for that if I'm not reading that right. So thank you, anonymous stranger. I don't know. Okay, well now this doesn't look right still. Why does this still look weird? Oh yeah, Wolf, I hope you don't mind that I have Nilly sitting up. She's the only bunny that sits up right now because it makes the ears look better. I feel like they'd look funny if she was sitting normally. Though apparently they already look silly. I need to find a way to make them look the way I want them to. Do I still have them intersect, just not like all the way? No. Maybe she does need to have all 3. Because it just does not look right yet. Okay, what if I try... Gotta remember that that is the entire thing. Usually the bunny's ears tend to go into like a little at-rest mode when they're sitting down, but maybe Nilly does need to keep her her third gill ear thing. I want to call them gill because that is what they are on an actual axolotl. But like, the Kuiper bunnies have ears. That's what their stupid little things are. Even though technically they are based off of gills anyway, because regardless of the inspiration of the Kuiper bunnies, they were originally based off of sea bunnies, and more recently I've been really wanting to mess with more of their inspiration. So, I don't know. Oh, I probably shouldn't have erased that part of the head permanently. Here we go. I will drink some water.
I have something to say.
What's up, Raya?
Would you like a hug? If not, that's okay. We respect boundaries in this house.
Closed captions, I did not say what's up, bro. Raya and bro aren't even close. That's Ryan. I'll forgive it. Raya's name is a little difficult for it. Alright, sorry, Nilly, you're going bald for a second. No. Okay, let's try out, like, what I would chibify an axolotl gill to look like. No. I mean, like, a bunny without their ears, like the Kuiper bunnies specifically, are bald. If they don't have ears, that they are, like, technically bald. Their ears are very important to their designs, and they would just be, like, a weird little fucking circle. Now I'm realizing that it would be funny if Kuiper bunnies do have the option to be bald. For when I'm coming up with, like, the reanimated design ones. Okay, because, like, something like this would be good for simple axolotl ear things. Maybe I should have them all connected. I don't hate that. To be fair, I feel like Nilly with hair would be gross. Like, honestly, I don't think I'd like her with hair. She's an axolotl. I don't think I'd appreciate that. I think it's probably why a lot of people, when they have, like, aquatic characters and alien characters, they'll make their, like, hair, quote-unquote, like, parts of their body that's stylized into hairstyles. Like, I've seen people have characters that are, like, that have, like, tentacle hair or, like, snake hair that's stylized, and it looks much better than just, like, giving them hair for no reason. Thank you for the small and the pat, I guess. Why must I be small? I did change the cooldown also. Like I said in the Discord the other day, I did change a lot of channel points in mild ways. Like, some names have been changed. Like, Rhea, I don't even remember what the Rhea yapping was before. I think I just took away the G and gave it an apostrophe instead. Just because I thought it was funny. Or like, Rhea's TTS is different. Rhea no longer says, I have a message, she says, I have a letter, because her TTS thing is called Give a Letter to Rhea or something. I think it's like letter for Rhea now. There's a reason for that, and that reasoning, the reasoning behind the different names is because Rhea canonically, I want to give her a new animation when she gets TTS, where she like pulls up a scroll and reads it. Because I thought that'd be fucking adorable, so now it has a new name, because it wouldn't make sense if she says, if it doesn't have like a letter in it.
I have a letter from Wolf of Dawn 161. Neely wants to know if Rhea wants to meet Pearl.
Of course she would. Rhea tends to be a connoisseur of meeting small creatures. She quite enjoys. Why do you think she has adopted these weird little creatures that are kind of like bunnies but are very wrong? Rhea quite enjoys little guys and enjoys hanging out with them. Plus all the pancakes she can eat. Pearl is a she, right? What is this fucking thing? For those who don't know, Pearl is this thing I'm zooming in on the tiny corner of my screen. It's the name of the slug cat that Nilly has. And yes, there are now slug cats in one of our D&D games because of this. This is Pearl. She likes pancakes. I think she likes all food, to be fair. She also likes pancake. Alright, now for the fun part of this. Perspective. Oh goodness. I feel like that's wrong. Might be a bit too much perspective. Oh, I'm back to scale and rotate. That's not what I wanted. Perspective. Oh, for this one, you can't even see any of the other gills because of how close they all are together. I guess that didn't matter very much. Messing with the perspective did nothing for this. So instead, do something like that. And erase this. I'm gonna rotate this a bit. And then give it a bit more space for rotation. Yes, Pearl is known for her blank staring. Her terrifying little burning eyes filled with rage and want for food. She is adorable, she is small, and she is mighty. Oh, the tail! No! The tail is intersecting with the rest of it. And save. Yeah, I don't know if that's even canon, but all I can imagine is that she stares with intensity. Terrifying intensity. Pearl is both adorable and a teeny tiny little menace, which is why she is very beloved. There we go. Now for the truth. Do these look normal now? I'll take it. I don't hate it. I feel like it still looks like... Now it just looks like she has giant ears. Which I'm not sure if that's right. I think I know how to fix it, though. Give me a moment. No, it's not really the balance that's the problem. It's where the ear things are. Alright, don't zoom in too often. Spacing still doesn't look right to me. It's a very specific, like, spacing I need for this. I kind of want the top one to be the tallest. The original plan was having them be completely separated just to have the shaping of, like, axolotl gills. It still didn't have the right vibe when I did that, because I liked the idea of it being, like, technically it's part of the face or something. This seems to be a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. But that is alright, because I can figure this out. They do tend to have the 3, which is important to the design. I completely forgot that I was supposed to be having, like, the break timer on because I have Spirit City open, and I didn't do that at all. This always tends to be the thing with the Kuiper Bunnies, though, is figuring out the ear placements. Oh, this is already going to a better start. Is actually planning ahead of time where I want them to be. So, from that, I'm just going to skip the first work timer and then just put us on the break timer. So, for 10 minutes, I have to stop drawing. Maybe do some stretches, but anything but messing with the drawing for a little bit. That's a fun little shark emote. Whistle shark. I think drawing out where they're supposed to be is easier than, like, just guessing. I think that made this a bit better. Which means I might keep it to just being 2, because that might genuinely be more helpful, but we will see. So I'm going to do some wrist stretches while we are waiting. Now, let me think. I might just clean these up and go with this instead of trying to make them be slightly flopped over and still matching the bunny ears. Because, good example is, most of them didn't even follow that same ear shape anyway. Like, this character, Charlie, she doesn't even have... Hers aren't even supposed to be ears, technically. They're supposed to be representing the hair buns the character has. So these look like they're just kind of random, circly, rounded. You could go with bear or something, but, like, these ears aren't really supposed to be ears. Taizen's ears aren't even close to being bunny-shaped. They're based off of his dragon form's horns. So, completely different as well. He even has little spikes on his back and little tufts on his face that are representing the little, like, whiskers his dragon form has. So, like, they don't have to follow the ear rule. They stopped doing that after the second one. So I think Nilly should be allowed to have just straight up her gills. She doesn't have to have ear gills. Let's have fun with this. I might make them a bit wider though, just because I can. But I think keeping them like this will be better in the long haul. I know I said I'm not allowed to draw, and I'm not supposed to be touching this, but it's fine. I'm not drawing, I'm just moving it over. Because they are supposed to also be on the side of her head and not the top of it. Well, they're sort of towards the top, but like they're not on the very top of her head. So this will make it look better. Another problem is that it was messing up the way her head shape is supposed to be. Because Nilly, again, is, to be fair, bald. So her ears shouldn't really be touching this part of her head because it feels weird. It takes away from what her actual character looks like. So I think this does better at portraying like her specific gills. Which axolotl gills always tend to be coming out of the sides of their heads because that's where gills are. They're not really at the top. But yeah, I think this works better. And funnily enough, because her gills are like this, she looks closer to Rhea than a lot of the bunnies do. With Rhea's current design, at least. Because of where her ears are, because I had to leave the space for her little swirly bun. And then I had to give her little cheek tufts. Which again, still not sure what the hell those things are. Are they fluffy bits of fur that are popping off of her face? Maybe. Are they like extra ears? Are they little like face feelers? Does she have little feelers on her face? Like catfish? Are those like her whiskers? Does she touch things and then she feels with them? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just thought they looked funny on her first design and I kept them. Because Rhea is supposed to look mildly alien but adorable. I think I was talking about this last night where I wanted to go with a magical girl vibe, and Rhea is supposed to look more like a magical girl mascot than anything else, which I think I nailed, honestly. I think she very much so looks like a magical girl mascot. So Pluto has to follow that same, like, design philosophy. Yeah, honestly, I get where you messed that one up because I said it wrong. Design philosophy of just, they should be magical girl mascots. That's what they should look like. Which should be pretty easy, but I want Pluto to still kind of look like a normal cat while still giving her traits that are like, yeah, that's probably wrong. To be fair, Rhea's just blue. That's half the reason why she looks weird. Honestly, if I made her fur color brown, she probably wouldn't look as, and got rid of the gem, the swirly thing on her head, but like, she'd probably look more like a normal rabbit if she wasn't bright purple. I think I actually have an old piece of art of her where I recolored her to be brown in all the spots where she's purple. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, there's her ref sheet. Do I still have that or did I end up deleting that? Welcome back from ads. I'm essentially just ranting to myself about the fact that Rhea looks like a weird little alien, which was the plan. But like, yeah, there it is. I have the recolor where she's brown instead. Yeah, one of the options I was gonna give Rhea was to be brown instead of purple, which makes her look a bit more like a normal rabbit. There's her eye colors and stuff. There we go. Oop. And a more normal eye color, I guess, would just also be brown. But yeah, Rhea has a recolor where she is brown for no reason other than I wanted to see if I liked it. It's ground type Rhea. Yeah, she definitely gives off like either psychic or dark vibes, so yeah. Ground type Rhea is brown. That or honestly fairy type as well. Just because she's an unnatural color for a rabbit. Honestly, I'd give Rhea like psychic or fairy, or even both psychic fairy. I feel like fairy typing would fit her the best. If she had like a single type, it's probably fairy. But yeah, one of her options was to be brown colored, and I thought it looked cute. And it still does, honestly. It's essentially almost the exact same color she has. Ooh, here's something I want to mess with, is her white of her fur. Okay, well, I accidentally made her eyes that color too, which wasn't the plan. So let's just go in and... Oh, I erased the actual eyes. Whoops. There we go. Something like this. Or her fur is now, like, cream colored. Okay, well now this is just Eevee. Yeah, this is just Eevee now. Whoops. Okay, maybe not giving her cream color fur is a good idea, because now she's just Eevee. That's just Eevee. Which, of course, obviously was a huge inspiration for Rhea, was Eevee's. When it came to, like, I think I have a list of Pokemon that accidentally inspired Rhea's design. Because while, like I've said before, I've never actually played Pokemon, I have always thought their designs are cute, and they make me want to make, like, little creature designs. I think they're fun. So somewhere I have the information of, like, Pokemon I'm pretty sure inspired Rhea. Where is it? Eevee, obviously, with the way the fur is colored. And her little, like, chest fluff thing. Where is that? Was it this? Okay, I'm allowed to draw again. Where is it? I put it in here. That's why. Okay. So for Rhea, I have listed Wigglytuff because they have the little hair swoopy on the top of the head. Espeon because of the little gem thing on Espeon's head. Eevee because of the coloring and the little neck floof. Lopunny because it's a bunny, and Lapras because Lapras is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. I can't tell you why, I just thought it looked cool as hell. I really like Lapras, I don't know why. Because it's probably Lapras that inspired Rhea more because it has the little horn things on the sides of its head, which backwards look like Rhea's Fluffy. It's actually drawn like the exact same way. Just backwards. Look. Oh, that's not where I wanted to put that, but sure. Quite literally, the exact same way I draw Rhea's hair thing. It's just treated like a fluffy part of her hair and not little horns. Okay, so actually I don't think it is Wigglytuff. I think Lapras is the inspiration there, with the horns being turned into a fluffy ear thing. Or fluffy hair thing instead. Okay, so Rhea's inspiration list is now just Espeon, Eevee, Lopunny, and Lapras. I don't even know if Lopunny's really actually in there at all. Let me look up Lopunny again. Safe search. Please do not show me anything awful. This is a bad Pokemon to look up. Please don't be weird. Okay, these aren't weird. Oh, someone put it on 4 legs. That's funny looking. I kind of love that. That's hilarious. That looks so goofy. Lopunny being on 4 legs. I guess Lopunny? Lopunny? I think it's Lop because it's supposed to be like the word for bunnies. Lop. Which I think means ear. Okay, yeah, you can compare both its baby form and what it normally looks like. Yeah, okay, so Rhea was inspired by Lopunny. Like, subconsciously, because one, the eyes are black, which original Rhea had darker eyes with lighter, like, darker sclera and lighter colored eyes like this. Her having eyebrows was also really important to me. The little fluffy bits aren't the same but definitely the face shape, specifically with the eyebrows being a standout point, and the way the eyes looked in the original design. So yeah, those guys definitely inspired OG Rhea design and the newer one as well. Speaking of OG Rhea design, where is she? There she is. Man, it's been some time since we've had OG Rhea on screen. Oh yeah, I love that story. That's another reason on why I love Lapras. But yeah, you can see one of the OG reasons on why Rhea, or OG Rhea, her tail changed a lot to matching her spiral because I thought it was important. Her ears were more rounded because I wanted Rhea to be more rounded. But yeah, see what I mean about Lopunny having the dark scleras and the kind of alien-looking eyes by that way? Kept that for Rhea. Yeah, the swoopty thing is definitely Lapras. The fluffy thing is definitely from Eevee. I can confirm that. I know it's from that because of how much I love Eevee's design. Plus, a lot of Pokemon look kind of alien. Because they're supposed to be based off of real animals, and then they go a little weird looking, which is why they're fun. But yeah, definitely... Wait, actually, does Espeon have the, Espeon. Oh, no, okay, so Rhea's little cheek things likely come from Espeon, then. Because... Oh, let me tap back in. Look at this. I know it's coming, like, it seems to be more out of the ears than the cheek. I think it's supposed to be ear fluff, but it also looks like it's coming off of, like, their face. So it looks like they have funny little whiskers, which Rhea has now. Plus the gem being moved down instead of on the forehead. And the color being, like, a purplish pink. Yeah, so it's definitely those four are, like, what made Rhea the way she is, and where it's like, oh, I can see how me liking these inspiration or design choices are why Rhea looks like this. And now she's kind of completely her own thing, but like those four Pokemon, I absolutely adore their designs. I also wish Espeon was fluffier, so now I have Rhea. It's kind of like fluffy Espeon. I've been allowed to draw for like a couple of minutes now. How long? I wasted 7 minutes on that, but it means I continued to rest, so I'll take it. There it is. But yeah, I can definitely see where a lot of those things inspired where Rhea's design is now. I love her. Rhea is going to be getting another redesign. I'm just not sure how much different she'll be. Probably not much different. I think I'm just gonna redraw her, really. It's not really a redesign if she's just drawn slightly different. Because one thing about her is that she was kind of rushed. I do like this design, don't get me wrong. I did take time to make it. But, like, the way she's drawn right now, I think I want to make her hind legs really thin like her front legs are. So she's kind of shaped wrong for a rabbit continuously. Making her look like, oh yeah, that's not a normal rabbit, because her hind legs would look more like cat legs. Because I think it would be funny if she stands up and walks around, but she walks more like a cat than an actual rabbit would, because she doesn't hop. That's just the idea behind Rhea, is that she is supposed to look somewhat like a rabbit, but a lot of her features are very wrong when you consider how rabbits are supposed to look. And that is meant to be on purpose. She's still cute, but a lot of it is supposed to be, that's not normal or okay for a rabbit. They don't walk like that. If I was more interested in horror, I'd make her straight up like a creepy rabbit. But instead, it's just like, that's not entirely right for a rabbit, but you know what? She's trying. That's cute. She made an attempt at rabbit behavior, and I appreciate it. I mean, right now, her canonical favorite food is cheese. Which I'm pretty sure you should not feed rabbits at all. It's probably bad for their tummies. As they are vegetarians. I also don't own a rabbit or know anything about them, so who knows, maybe they can eat cheese, but I wouldn't try it. It's not on the list of things they are recommended to eat. I am not feeding it to them. Though that might change as Rhea continues to evolve, because honestly, I think I want her favorite food to just be anything sweet. I like the idea that Rhea has a sweet tooth. And part of the reason why she likes the cafe so much is that she likes eating sweets. One thing I did think about making canon for Rhea is that she's a vegetarian. I don't know why, I just think it's kind of funny that she picked a bunny and is actually vegetarian. I just think that's kind of a funny little detail. Because it's the opposite of what people would expect for like, oh, Rhea's a rabbit, but wrong. It's like, oh, so she drinks blood or eats meat, because rabbits don't do that. It's like, no, she's a vegetarian. Not because she's a rabbit, just because she normally is. She's just kind of like that. Rhea's like the least edgy OC I have. She's strangely cute, but in the same way that an orchid mantis is strangely beautiful. Yeah, like she's... Actually, that's a great example because Rhea is mimicking something. That is true, yeah. She is mimicking something that is cute and unassuming. To make herself look less threatening. Because let's be honest, if I gave Rhea a true form, it has to be eldritch and horrifying. Probably closer to like a biblically accurate angel, though. Which, again, if you ask people, are probably eldritch and horrifying looking for most of the time anyway, so... Same thing, honestly. Yes, Shay. Though, of course, she's perfectly fine with serving all sorts of meals and deals. Like blood. Don't ask where it came from. I'm legally not obligated to tell you where we get or source any of our meals. Hey, Wolf, we're not talking about why the cafe has blood, because I legally can't tell you. Legally. To be fair, it's part of the cafe. Everyone, as long as they are well-behaved and follow the rules, they're allowed to eat whatever they want. That's not true. You're just allowed to be here. You're not required to be served. But, like, as long as everyone's good and follows the rules, they get to stay and hang out. You gotta be polite to each other. Of course, the rules include things like, don't be an asshole, and don't be a bigot. So, like, if you break one of the rules, you have to leave. Because, of course, this is still supposed to be a safe place. Just because everyone's allowed does not mean we have to tolerate bullshit. Rhea would never serve food to a Nazi, unless it's poisoned and filled with nails. Rusty nails. Don't ask me why I said that, I don't fucking know either. I'm just imagining Rhea just being like, I serve everyone. It's like, even Nazis? Yes. As long as they're okay with having rusty nails being their seasoning. No, you don't get any other options. Like, I don't want that. Too fucking bad. You're getting rusty nail pasta. Fuck off. You're gonna stay here, you get rusty nail pasta. Everyone gets served here. Just certain people, specifically bigots, get to eat rusty nail pasta. It's like, go on, have a bite. Rhea is my cutesiest OC, but she still hates people. She will be mean if she has to. What do you mean, damn? I mean, if you really want rusty nail pasta, I guess you can also have it if you ask, but like, it's supposed to be saved for people who suck. I know some of you freaks want to eat glass and whatever, which is not a normal menu item. And you get charged for it. It's not free either. It's like, I want something else. No, that's too bad. You get rusty nail pasta. Only item. The only item we serve bigots is rusty nail pasta. Don't want it? Leave. You have to eat all of it before you leave. Minus sugar glass. It's just a menu specifically called the bigot menu, and that's the only thing on there. Rusty glass. You can have an extra helping of glass on the side. But people weren't supposed to eat that just for this menu. Just for this one. I'm not having that be canon. Instead, they get to sit in the special room, which totally isn't just Pluto's stomach. We've talked about this. For anyone who doesn't remember, there is canonically a room in the cafe that leads directly into a god's stomach. Yep. So go ahead. The special room for people who don't follow the rules. It's the #1 rule. You shouldn't have walked in here. It's on the front door. This is also why you don't wander. Don't wander. Do not go through random doors that say staff only. You will get eaten. We haven't had this problem yet, but people, I need to keep telling you guys, don't go into staff only rooms. Unless explicitly told to. And honestly, if you're being brought into a staff only room, you probably did something wrong. You should not be following me into there. If I'm telling you to go in there, you did something very wrong, and you're going to die. Canonically, that's the banning room. Anytime someone gets banned, they get tossed into the, into the pit. Be fair, the only people who get banned are bots, and probably people who are being a dickhead during stream, so they deserve it. No, absolutely fucking not. We are not bringing up Glitch Trap and Spring Trap, or the fuck. No, I don't want Glitch Trap in the cafe. Oh, I didn't like that. That was bad timing for the laughing in that music to go off at the same time you sent the message. That was terrible. Does the room have sharks? The Pluto's stomach does not have sharks in it because they would get eaten as well. There's probably an aquarium somewhere in here. I'd have to figure out where. Pluto likes I like the idea that Pluto's like, hey, those are my rusty nails. Like, what the fuck do you mean by that? I like eating metal. Yeah, I got them. I'm keeping these for right now. But yeah, I saw them. I think I like these ears better. I think these are okay. They do not make me upset. And they actually look like her gills. I think I'm gonna keep it being just the two because it gets complicated looking. But now we can figure out her tail finally, so that's good. It's taken quite some time to figure out the tail. I think I like the idea of the tail being long enough to wrap around herself. and that potentially it is wrapped around her. But it's also fun to give them, like, interesting shape language, so we'll see. Move this over, save, because I'm not sure when the last time I saved was. Let's see. I probably should save this image so I can just have it in my sub view. There we go. How close are these even to the colors I did? I also tend to off-put colors a little bit. Hey, Fancy! Oh, were you trying to hide? I'm sorry. No. Okay, so... Wait, I'm sorry. Are all of these colors used for Nilly's gills? Okay, this one would be the closest to what I did end up picking. Well, for all of these colors used for Nilly's gills... Oh, you tend to, like, you're sitting right on top of them. I see. Yeah, that might be... that might be a big focus. Oh, that's interesting. Look, every time you guys talk, your bunnies change position. The one that's... Whoever's talked more recently gets moved to the front. Because you guys keep switching back and forth. That's interesting. That's such a neat little detail from Stream Avatars. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so it's just the two. Honestly, I might end up keeping this one, but making it a little duller. I do like brighter colors, I just tend to dull them down a small amount. So that when I'm doing shading and lighting, it doesn't mess with certain features. Like, the way I do lighting, I tend to do things like adding and overlay, and it doesn't work as well if a character is too saturated. I don't remember. Wait, so is there a pink that isn't supposed... Like, is this not supposed to be in here? Is this just the mysterious pink color that doesn't actually exist? Oh, you know what? I have something I want to talk about. Has anyone noticed the, like, uptick in, like, fake Minecraft ARGs on YouTube? They're so interesting. I've watched so many of them recently. Like, there's, like, 2 different channels I've found that like to do them. And I even found a channel that makes, like, fake Minecraft creepypasta episodes. And each time it's a completely different character. And it is so interesting, like, this Minecraft rabbit hole I've found that I absolutely adore. Huh, there's just a mysterious red that doesn't exist. Well, that's interesting. Oh, now I see how you got that exact color. Okay, okay. Like, what is it? There's the Crossroads one, which I'm only giving a nickname because I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's Searching for a Minecraft World That Doesn't Exist, is what it's actually called. A lot of people who have watched it call it like Crossroads or something because of something that's said in it. I've also seen, like, a bunch of people who have, like, servers that don't exist. Hell yeah, 20 stream watch streak. Nice. Alright, I see you. and I very much so appreciate. Thank you for showing up to so many streams, Fancy. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's so many of them recently. It's super neat. I love them. Cause like I really like ARG stuff and like what's the best way to say this? I guess fake true crime. I'm not the biggest fan of watching like genuine true crime because honestly most of the time it just makes me incredibly sad or like super uncomfortable. And honestly, I think enough bad stuff happens in this world. I don't need reminders. I don't need to be reminded of how bad things are in different places. There's enough bad stuff happening everywhere. I don't need to be reminded of that right now. So like fake ARGs and creepypastas or like fake true crime stuff where they're like going over stuff that happens in a game or a movie. Like it's a genuine crime scene is so cool to me. And much more fun, because I'd much rather hear about how a fictional character was brutally murdered than a real person. One of those makes me sad. The other is just like, oh, wow, that's so interesting, because it's not a real person, and it's just this cool story. I especially love stuff that has like that supernatural element, which you can't get in real life, because that'd be fucking horrifying if I had. Like, could you imagine if like your next door neighbor got abducted by like aliens? Some douchebag on the internet's like. And so Sarah Jean was brutally ripped apart by 13 aliens and tested for DNA. And then her body was placed back in like an ocean for no fucking reason, I guess. Now let's think about how the aliens feel about what they did. Gleep Glorp was born 15 years ago in a small barn. Like, I don't fucking care. Shut up. Now, give me a fictional TV show murderer and treat it like it's a true crime episode. Eat that shit up. It's so much cooler. I find it so much funnier as well. Don't let aliens abduct your neighbor. The blue that says 60 is the blue I use for Nilly. The blue... Oh, this is Pearl. Oops, sorry. Wrong color. I was wondering why it didn't say 60 on it. And why it didn't seem like bright enough. That makes sense. Yeah, it is a bit more green tinted. I see now. Now, not to be like rude, there are plenty of true crime people who do treat the cases with enough respect. It's just whenever true crime started becoming popular, a lot of people started treating it as just content and not with enough respect as they should. Or just doing stuff for clicks and not out of respect for the families or informing people. Oh yeah, no, don't worry, Wolf. I know. I understand. I'm just messing with it while talking. So I tend to take little breaks. This is another reason why when I talk during streams, it looks like I'm not gonna do something. I'm just spaced out a little bit because I was also debating if I want to change the color since I've changed a couple of them. But we will see, because this one is way more blue. So I'd probably want to step back, make it more green, so it matches. Honestly, this looks better, brighter. Thank you for the save reminder, Wolf. And thank you for the self-care spell. I will take a little sip of water and do a little stretch. But yeah, I have fixed up... Oh.
I have something to say.
Yes, Raya?
Do you know why that space rock is so big?
Yes, Raya. I know.
Because it's on asteroids.
Thank you, Raya. I'm still not sure why some of her messages are so quiet compared to the others. They aren't turned down at all. It's very weird. It's like she's shy to say her puns, because I'm so tired of them. Now I feel bad. It's like she's worried about it. Yeah, there are plenty of true crime channels that treat it with respect. And those are the better ones to listen to. Or, because a lot of them at some point just became people who are like, TikTok compilation of all this bad things. It's like, come back for the next one. It's like, are you telling us about this story because it's important to you? Or are you just sensationalizing someone's murder because you can, I guess? And sure, I guess you could say that about anyone who talks about news, but like, you could kind of tell the fucking difference. Like, this was years ago, and she's gotten better, but there was like a YouTuber who was doing like mukbangs while talking about genuine crimes. She's gone completely back and changed her channel to being much better about these things. But like, oh my goodness, that I feel like was one of the turning points for a lot of people where it was like, absolutely fucking not. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding. you did not. You fucking didn't. It's like, what? Where is the mental disconnect where you're like talking about a kid getting killed and you're eating a bunch of food while doing it? Like, and close your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear you talking with your mouth full about this. Finish food. Nasty for all kinds of reasons. But yeah, there were lots of people who did not take that as seriously and just did true crime stuff for clicks. Or people who are just like genuinely not okay. Yeah, doing your makeup while talking about true crime feels like just a bit weird. Like, okay, but why though? Why are you... Is this super important to the topic? It feels like you're adding it in case people aren't paying enough attention to the video, which is already kind of weird. Like, why are you watching the video if you're not paying attention? I feel like we've gone completely off topic, so now I guess we're doing this instead. So I'm gonna happily take my break, and then we'll get back to Nilly. But like, there's just a lot of people on the internet who just aren't really good people, or aren't really doing things for the right reasons. And it's upsetting, but hopefully a lot of them have either changed that or just have left and gotten bored, I guess. I really want to run a reverse true crime storyline. What is reverse? Wait, what does that mean? Tell me more about that, because again, I love when people... I guess it's really just documentaries of like video games that I love. I guess they're not really like true crime, but like it's kind of in the same way that they like to set up true crime documentaries. So I just love when people take video games and TV shows and treat them like a high product documentary. I love that. I love the amount of effort people go into when they talk about stories they love. So much fun. Like, damn it, what is his name? Someone went over every current chapter of Fierce to Fathom. Love the way he presents these stories. And to be fair, the Fierce to Fathom stories are supposedly based off of true events as well. So again, that kind of counts as true crime. But to me, the importance of these events is how the person treats them and the permission they get from the person involved. Like, Fierce to Fathom is like the least invasive thing I can think of, except for I guess the first story might not technically have been given permission to be a game, but it was publicly given out information on like Reddit. And a lot of them were even submitted personally to be put into the game. Sure, a lot of them could be bullshit, but they're true enough that they can be like, yeah, I can see this maybe happening. So stuff like that is important. Like keeping in mind the people who are affected by this. Which is why Fierce to Fathom feels more respectful, because it's quite literally using people's public information that they've given out to give it like a different experience, a different way of seeing it. And I think a good amount of them have permission. Now, if I'm wrong about that and people are like, hey, fuck you, use my story and I wasn't okay with that, then yeah, take it down. Simple as that. Make a new one, unfortunately. It's a true crime, but you're the bad guy avoiding getting caught. Ooh, that's fun. That could be a fun campaign. I also appreciate that it's cool to see people bringing like real events, or even, not really real events, but like, no, definitely not real events. That's not the word I want. I like when people take experiences that can be real and use that as a part of like the horror they're doing. It's always fun to have like crazy out there stuff. Like I think oftentimes it's really cool to see like eldritch horrors and stuff as like the big bad. I love supernatural stuff when I'm reading or watching something. It's so much fun. But sometimes a grounded story that really makes you want to, like, look behind you, they hit different, man. And sure, it's not exactly fun, because then you're spending the whole night thinking about it. But, like, I love when people take more realistic approaches or use a story that has unrealistic stuff as a, like, allegory for something else. It's so much fun, and I find it very fascinating. So, like, when people have stories that are like, oh, hey, like, Skin Freak was a cool-ass game. I don't know how realistic I would say it is. Because it's kind of fucking insane for those of you who've seen people play it or watched it. Or have played it yourself in some way. Like, it's a bit much. It's kind of fucking crazy. But it is still kind of, like, set in a serial killer story. I like stuff like that. I think it's fun to see something that's not real, but is somewhat realistic in different ways. Like watching crime shows, or especially shows about criminals that aren't real. Which is also why it's so frustrating when people do stupid shit. Like the Jeffrey Dahmer TV show, which we're not gonna get into, because that one definitely annoys the hell out of me. And I'm here to have a good time. But, like, it would have been so easy to just make a character that isn't fucking real and make up a bunch of fake victims. I don't know why the fuck they had to do that. You can do better than this. We can be creative in this world. We can make shit up. It's called lying. You could have just, like, had someone make up a fake serial killer called Johnny Two Shoes who kills people who are only wearing one shoe at the time, I guess. Okay, that sounds stupid. Here, let's make Johnny Two Shoes actually kind of cool. Okay, stupid ass nickname aside, let's say Johnny Two Shoes is a serial killer who leaves these shoes of his victims outside of their doors, like his calling card or something silly like that. It's a little funny. He's called Johnny Two Shoes. He's not gonna be the most intimidating killer. But, like, or what if he removes their feet and he leaves their removed feet in their shoes outside of their house? Now that's kind of scary, I guess. It's kind of stupid still. This is still fucking stupid. But, like, come on. Tell me Johnny Two Shoes doesn't make you laugh a little bit. Come on. It's a little silly. It's a little funny. Which is the experience we should be having instead of just rage. Give me a TV show about Johnny Two Shoes. The serial killer who people are debating if he has a foot fetish or not. He doesn't, but, like, the idea of people being like, so you think this new serial killer has a foot fetish? And just, like, him who's trying very hard not to give himself away and arguing with people like, no, it's not a fetish thing. I don't do it because of that. It's an art. It's not because of that. I don't like feet. I mean, he doesn't like feet, probably. Just trying really hard to prove that he's not the killer, but also he doesn't have a foot fetish. Could you fucking imagine? Now, I want to play that as a character in a reverse true crime Vampire the Masquerade game. I want to be the serial killer that's trying to prove I don't have a fetish. I do this for a different reason. It's not a fetish. It's not a that's not what I do. Is this because I'm sorry? Oh, right. Yes, I remember Jimmy Two Shoes. Yeah, he's just a normal guy who lived in hell, I guess? Wait, his best friend was the devil's son? I don't remember that, but I think I know what you're talking about. I also think it's not supposed to be hell. Technically, it is, but they weren't ever, like, legally allowed to say it was hell, because it's a kid's show. But yeah, he just lived in hell for, like, no reason. They think they were told they're not supposed to call it that, because it's, like, too inappropriate and a little too scary for children. And they didn't want to actually kill the character, because he's also supposed to be a child, so it's like, we can't call it hell. We can't do that. I think it was, like, Monster World or something. Monsterland. But I definitely remember what you're talking about. That show was funny. But yeah, give me a more stupid, Like, give me more stuff. At least do, like, Dexter again. People like Dexter, I guess. He's not real. Dude, do more silly stuff. Let's have fun with it. Let's have made-up serial killer stories. I feel like that's more interesting. And less disrespectful. I don't even care if it's more interesting. I just think it's better to be a little bit more respectful. Now we have a whole TV show about a bunch of them. Like, I don't want to fucking hear about these guys. I want to hear about Jimmy Two Shoes. I want silly stuff. I want silly stuff like that. I want more whimsical murder shows. I want more funnies. Like, yeah, we can have scary stuff and all, but like, come on, I want to laugh a couple times while there's like in the middle of it. I want some funnies. Give me some funnies. I love when the captions don't hear me properly. I said funnies. I didn't say I want some friends. I have friends, you know. Thank you, captions. I don't want people who can't hear the stream to think I'm just desperate and sad. I want the funnies. I'm realizing this conversation being taken out of context or not being heard properly by the captions has probably been really bad. Anything it's misheard probably did not seem very good. Let's hope it didn't make me say anything weird. To be fair, I've said a lot of stupid shit and a lot of very weird shit. I literally just said we should have a movie or a TV show about a serial killer who cuts off people's feet and has to argue that he doesn't have a foot fetish without giving away the fact that he is in fact the murderer. Or she. Or they. Progressive, totally not having a foot fetish serial killer. This is stupid. This is a dumb conversation. We have many conversations here. A majority of them end up being stupid. Let's be honest. Sometimes I'll say things that make sense and are important. Other times I'll talk about a serial killer that has to defend the fact that they don't have a foot fetish on the internet. But like, I feel like that would just, okay, maybe not a whole TV show, but like at least an episode, like a crime-solving drama. I think that'd be funny. I think that'd be silly. I want them to be very mysterious and threatening and everyone's super scared, and then people just start saying, do you think they have a foot fetish? And then all of it falls apart immediately. No one's scared of them anymore. No one's scared anymore. If they did, wouldn't they keep the feet? See, that's the thing. I want that's the exact kind of arguments I want from people in the TV show. So it's like, wouldn't they keep the feet though? It's like, I don't know. I don't know a serial killer with a foot fetish. I don't know if they keep them. But like, what's the obsession with the feet though? It's weird. I want this to be like a Twitter post or that's like read out by different voice actors just because it's stupid. It's like, this is a dumb conversation. This guy killed people. You guys know that, right? It's like, yeah, but like, why do you think it's the feet thing? Do you think he likes the name Johnny Two Shoes? Do you think the police are making fun of him? Like, what is this about? Why is it feet? Like, people don't do that. They also don't kill people, Janet. Okay, yeah, whatever. But like, why the feet thing? How many serial killers are known for having a feet thing? It's like, it's not a feet thing. One of the people defending this is the serial killer, but not all of them are. Probably making fun of. Yeah, that, to be fair, yeah, I don't think it's not a cool name at all. Also, I subscribe to the idea that we should give serial killers stupid names. I'm tired of the Zodiac Killer. I want them to be called stupid shit. Don't give them cool names. Don't call them things that sound kind of threatening. Give them stupid ass names. Don't give them cool names that people are like, Jack the Ripper. No, Call him Jack the Dipshit. Don't call them fun things. They don't get to have fun names, they kill people. Give them stupid names. The Dipstick Twins. Don't call them stuff that sounds threatening. I think they should get stupid names to make them feel bad for killing people. And so that when people talk about them in, like, the past tense or when they've been caught, they still get to be called stupid things. I think that'd be much better. Don't give them cool names like the Night Stalker. I don't know if that's an actual real one. The only name I could remember was the Zodiac Killer and Jack the Ripper. Because neither of them were caught. And one of them's, like, dead by 400 years. So, but, like, give them stupid names. I want them to start having dumb names instead of cool shit. Like, call them stupid things. Stinky Stinky Joe. Don't call them cool things that sound threatening. Call them stupid stuff. Make fun of them. Ben Smith, he wants his victims at the grocery store. Keeps the lobsters in secret locations as he can. What? Is this another option for, like, stupid serial killers? Because I'm so in for Ben Smith, who's, like, the best friend of lobsters. Oh my goodness, I just realized we're making, like, bad Batman villains. This sounds more like Batman villains that just, like, were forgotten than, like, serial killers at this point. I mean, we have people like Calendar Man and Clock Man. I feel like Ben Smith, best friend of lobsters, fits in with, like, the knockoffs and the old rogues gallery that just people don't remember from, like, 60 years ago. Johnny Two Shoes also 100% fits in, like, Batman villain territory. Okay, now I see why people might not come up with stupid shit like this. Yeah, Condiment King and Pillow King. Why are there so many Condiment Men? Sorry, Condiment Man is very terrible. Condiment Man, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well. And what is Pillow King? What do you mean Pillow King? Who named himself that? Who thought that was threatening? This is dumb. Very dumb, but you know what? I'm having a better time because honestly, I want more serial killers and TV shows that sound like Batman villains because I think they'd be more fun that way. Pillow King sounds like something you'd get in a mattress store. I'm pretty sure I've seen a mattress store that is named that. while driving through a town. That sounds like it is. There has to be a mattress store called Pillow King. It probably closed down like 15 years ago, but like, hey, there was one. Why is this weirdly perfect? What, the Batman villains we are coming up with? Because now I think about it, both of these really do sound like Batman villains. Johnny Two Shoes, who kills people and puts their shoes outside of their house with their decapitated feet. Decapitated? Is that the right word? Closed captions. What? Closed captions? Why'd you stop on me? What just happened? Hello? No, I saw you do that. Why'd you stop? What are there? I don't see them on screen anymore. Captions? No, not you too. You can't break on me too. I need you. Ah. What? It didn't want to talk about this. It's done. It's tired. It's like, you've been talking about this too fucking long. Enough. Closed captions? Why'd you stop? What happened? Closed captions? Hello? It turns out the closed captions were Johnny Two Shoes all along. It didn't like that I said it had a fetish. Closed captions. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's not listening to them anymore, like straight up. It's not even like the closed captions stopped like turning onto the stream. They just don't seem to be doing anything. Closed captions, are you mad at me because I've been being stupid? Hello? Closed captions? There we go. Okay, I turned them off and turned them back on again by unenabling captions for a second. They're back. At least I can easily fix these ones in OBS, and I can tell how quickly they stop by watching the screen. So even if it does have its problems, I can just fix them way quicker than the other ones. Is that like a spider? Is Johnny Two Shoes a spider? Alright, either way, fine. We'll stop talking about it. The closed captions clearly don't like him. I wasted 10 minutes of time I was supposed to actually be drawing for. So, let's actually get back to drawing Nilly. Sorry, Nilly. I've been being stupid. I apologize. We're going back to you. I got to have my little rant. I'm happy. Oh, is it just like... Well, I know, I was like thinking, because the name makes me think of Arachne, that it was gonna be like a spider vampire or something. That's my bad. I'm pretty sure Arachne has to have a CH at the start, though, so that excuse me, that didn't make any sense, really. That is also a thing. Don't tell me about that. I don't want to know. It sounds horrible. I don't have a fear of spiders, I just don't want to think about that. It's terrible. Well, to be fair, I don't really like most bugs being near me. But I don't have a problem with looking at them. Or hearing about them. If anything, most of the time I think they're quite neat. There are also were-spiders if you look at the Werewolf the Apocalypse. So it's Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse? Is that the... The way that's worded makes me think of, like, Pokemon. I can't explain why, it's just because a lot of Pokemon games have the two different versions for the different legendaries, that the way those two are made makes me think of that. I think this works better at this size. Oh yeah, speaking of Pokemon, I have been working more and more on that Undertale as Pokemon region thing I was talking about. I'm not sure how much of it is going to be art. I should try to make as much art for that as possible. because I do want that to be a genuine YouTube video. The one problem I'm worried about is if I start my channel off with a Pokemon video, if people think I'm going to be a Pokemon channel, and I definitely won't be. So I probably should have like a disclaimer that this is not going to be my whole thing, but you know. We get there when we get there. Put this here. A bit on the tail. Also probably gonna do another hour of stream since ads have gone off, and we'll see how far we get with this. Because now the biggest part that I'm gonna be messing with for Nilly is her colors. I think I'm pretty happy with how cute and simple she is right now. There's gonna be some things I have to think of, like if I want to add accessories and things. How I wish to make her, like, gill things look at places. If I want to add stuff like her freckles, which I think I will mess with now. That is definitely not what I use for freckles. Where's my freckle brush? My airbrushes, where? Not in halftone. Effect. There's freckle and soft freckle. Oop, too big. Welcome back from ads. Okay, I'll have to mess with the freckles a bit more. But look at this, honestly, I think this is kind of it for her, other than, like, needing to add her eyes. Because right now they're just the black dots, but that's not going to be permanent. I think this is pretty much mostly what I want from this, so I'm going to start adding the shading a little early. Because I need to know where these parts are going to go. Here, actually, let's start with the lighting from here. So I want it to be like this. Alright. There we go. And fill all of these. I'll debate if this area gets shading. It probably should, all things considered. But if it does, it needs to be more specific. Here we go. No, I think this needs to be about back here. There we go. You don't really look like you have the proper amount of rounding, which honestly, I'm not sure what angle this damn thing is at. So let's fix that. That should be very clear. And some spots of this curves a little bit more, so let's add that to this part here. When I say this, I mean the shading. There we go, just to make sure that this is actually filling every spot it's supposed to. I feel like she should have a bit more dramatic lighting, so... There we go. Alright, now for lighting. Big old shiny ass forehead. I shouldn't be. But she is getting a big shiny ass forehead. It's only fair. But because I'm giving Nilly big shiny ass forehead, I will give her the highest of honors to make up for it. Yeah, also because she is an axolotl, she should probably be a bit shiny. It is for actual reasonings other than shiny ass forehead because she bald. But I'm saying it like that because I think it's funnier to make it seem like I'm just being mean. Big old shiny ass forehead. That's not what I meant to do. Here we go. Cancel. Delete that. Something about this hook shape feels right. I think soft light actually looks a little bit better than my usual overlay strategy. Though this is another one of the reasons why I tend to go with dimmer colors, because sometimes the overlay just doesn't look right on brighter colors. But one of the ways to fix that is blending. Because an art piece is never finished until we add blending. Oh, it's too bright still, that's why. No, it's at 51 for a lot of these. Interesting. Okay, so I do tend to sometimes tone down the shading for the lighting if I need to. Oh, yeah, that does make it look a little better, actually. It does feel like she's still missing something. So she probably does still need her freckles. It just doesn't feel right without them. Okay, freckle layer 1. I want to add the other freckle type on here as well. Okay, now she kind of looks like she's like strawberry flavored ice cream for some reason. Like the good kind that has a little strawberry pieces in it. I think it might also be because she's missing like some of the blue around different parts of her body. Oops. She doesn't actually have limbs, though, which is... Wait. Do I try to make it the belly? I have no idea what that means, Shay. What is sunrise shine? Are you saying she's like every type at once? Is that what sunrise shine means? Why did I read that as sunrise? That is not the first time I have completely read a word wrong and could not read it. I think I need to go to bed soon. That's not even close to sunrise. I can't read today. Well, no, I've read just fine until this specific moment. So I think that means I need to end soon, because I could not read that at all. Until you put it in quotes without the, like, the rest of it. I don't know why I couldn't read that. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna finish up these eye highlights, and then we're gonna go. No, don't give me credit. That was like a big mistake one. I read that completely wrong. And I'm not fully even sure how. To be fair, we are also almost done with this anyway. This kind of helps bring it all back together, but it still feels like it's missing something. Right, she hasn't actually gotten her... This is just base rendering. There is no, like, extra stuff to her. Which I'll have to explain and fix that in a second. The other ones are actually rendered on the inside. They have, like, something to help make them look more 3D. Not sure how this is going to work with Nilly, though. Reading Surprises Sunrise is still like the biggest misread I think I've ever had on this channel. I do misread some things sometimes, but like that one did not make any sense to me. I don't usually have that bad a time reading stuff. Yeah, but usually something's been mistyped and there's like an actual reason for it. I was able to read that one multiple times and still did not get it any of the times. Also, do you have reading not like difficulties? Goodness. As well, because I know you've talked about spelling errors. And yeah, I get that one a lot too. I spell things wrong, I'll have terrible grammar in messages all the time. Hell, even when I'm talking, really. Ah, okay. You might have brought it up before, so I apologize if you have told me and I've forgotten. I do tend to forget things. But I always just assumed it was spelling. Spelling sometimes just sucks. I don't think I have anything like that. I think I'm just bad at this. Wait, what? Why is this color back to this? I could have sworn I changed this. Alrighty. Okay, we'll go with this pink. That down a layer. That down. I'm sorry, am I going crazy? Did I not just fucking... What? I thought I just moved this down way more. I guess this is still just in very bright color. Okay, never mind. There we go. That's why I was missing. It felt like it was missing something. She didn't have the outline that the other ones did. I also want to give her belly a shine for some reason. Oh, I did not know that. Alright, I think this makes it so Nilly is done? I feel pretty good about this. Oh, probably should have been flipping this more, but I think it's fine. Comparing her to the others. Nilly somehow was the most difficult and has the most stuff on her. Because everyone kind of had like set rules of like, oh, they can't have like too many colors, but she still fits the color range. She is still within the range of colors that everyone else has. She just looks like she's more complicated. But she, in fact, is not. It is simply because she has the freckles and the blue that makes it look like she has crazy amounts of stuff going on. Quite literally does not. And because she has, like, so much shading. But Tizen's has shading. Or not shading, gradients. Tizen also has lots of gradient. It looks like she's way more complicated, but honestly, she was just as simple as everybody else was. And now when you take away the blue, she kind of just looks like any axolotl. She is not Nilly anymore if she doesn't have her little blue. I just kind of feel like there might be too much blue still. She doesn't actually have that much on her. Maybe also taking away part of its like gradientness might help. Are these two supposed to be on different layers? I assume this has to be on top or else it's going to look more purple if it's underneath this. Yeah, that completely fades away. I can't do that. Okay, yeah, I think this is right. Unless both of these were supposed to be on the same layer, but I think they still would have a similar effect. About to find out. Would it have still had the same effect if I just left it on the same layer? I don't even know why I put these on different layers. In all realness, they don't really have to be on different layers. Okay, Nilly is almost done. I gotta check this. Is it freaking out because it's inside of this? Okay. Also, thank you, Shay. But yeah, I do think we are going to be calling it quits in just a little bit. Once I check to make sure this does still look good. I mean, it looks fine. I don't know if I like it more than the other option. No, it looks about the same, actually. There's not, like, a big enough difference for it to matter. Yeah, I think this is a good way to translate Nilly's design, and I think it's very cute. So that means Nilly is locked in. I will be sending this to Wolf to see what she thinks. I do like to make edits afterwards if they are requested. Like, Tyson originally wasn't grumpy, but Galaxy asked for him to be grumpy, so it was changed. Little stuff like that. That means Wolf's is done right now. I'm going to take a little screenshot, send this off to her. And then I'm going to start figuring out where we're going to go. Thank you guys for joining me for another stream. Look at that happy face. Yeah, she's just a silly little guy. There are a good amount of people in the art category who are alive right now. Let's see. Sadly, don't know any of these people. Let's see who we are having following. You guys are probably gonna end soon. Agent's live right now and has only been live for a little bit of time. Let's go raid Agent. Oh, silence timer. Oh, that was the timer being over, actually. Whoopsies. Yeah, it looks like Agent is doing some homework and doing that in Spirit City. Let's go raid Agent. Thank you guys for joining me for another stream. This has been a fun time. I hope you guys had a good time and had a good day as well. Remember to take care of yourselves. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some rest. I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a day. It's been an okay day. It's just I've been tired. It's been a weird one. And I have to go take out the trash and it's cold as shit, so this is gonna be fun. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me for another stream today. It's been nice getting to hang out and chat and having people lurk and hang out. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever time it is for you in your time zone. Just remember to take good care of yourselves. Go drink some water, go take a little break, go get something to eat if you haven't eaten. Dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever it is that you were supposed to eat. Because I know a lot of you don't take good care of yourselves, and it's very disappointing. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'll be back on Friday at 6 p.m. EST. We're back to S, I think. Oh, whatever. I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye! I refuse to get an actual script for my ending streams. We're gonna get stupid here.